Whoa, it's me again. And we're back in one of these videos, which probably means I have something to talk about. Which, by the title of this video, I suppose I do. Do keep in mind, all of the videos I make in this sort of way are all unscripted. I'm just going to rabble on for a while, so leave me in the background. There's nothing important on screen for you to look at anyway. Today we're going to be talking about burnout and understanding the idea of creating content after a while, because I am very tired of it. Not so much creating content in particular, I suppose, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is starting to hit that brick wall again where it is quite literally impossible to do anything that is interesting. I know that I've put a lot of spin on my shows over quite some time, trying to not necessarily re-innovate anything, but at the very least come up with something that is interesting enough to warrant being watched. I've gone back to the past, to one of the oldest simulators of all time. I've tried to make a budget format where everyone has to play cheap decks. I've done so many different varieties of a sealed-only type challenge at this point that it's kind of gone to the point where I've gone full circle. Obviously, nothing was going to live up to the charm and magic that was the original sealed only Shaddoll or Shaddoll from scratch, whatever you want to call it, but I at the very least have been chasing that kind of high for a long time. I used video creation back when that series was made in order to actually have a hobby, have something to do, more than just sitting on my ass in Greece at that point, which is basically what I was doing. It was super fun to get to dive into a game again that I hadn't at that point played for 8-9 years, whatever it was. It was fun, and everybody at the time seemed to be into the game as well. The game was having a massive resurgence with the Shaddoll structure deck coming out in the Dinosaur Shaddoll whatever format. It's not Toss, but straight after Toss or whatever it was. Don't quote me on formats, I don't remember this shit. But everyone was just enjoying the game. There was so much content going on. You had Revs making series, you had Nim Nim making his own thing, you had Ruggles made a series too. It was just exciting to play Yu-Gi-Oh! We're now here 4 years later. You can hear me probably shuffle cards. I do that impulsively. My apologies. Like, now 4 years later, I have gone on and off content creation for a very long time, and YouTube is a dwindling thing, right? If you start creating something on YouTube and you take a break, or you disappear, or you choose to do something else with your time, your channel is eventually going to be sent to the bottom pit of hell. It's just going to stop recommending the stuff that you do, even to the people who have actively chosen to subscribe to your channel. Like, it's just not going to show stuff to them until you start making content after content, making a big hit, and then it's going to toss you back in, right? I never hit that stride, because this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a fairly small community as it is, and making something that people are interested in watching is relatively difficult. So we've been stuck in a rut for the last couple of months since I came back again and started up the 3 series that are currently ongoing. My views, my subscribers, my everything has quite literally not moved for over half a year. It's not necessarily that I care that much, because in reality I really don't. I make stuff because I enjoy making stuff, and whoever watches can watch. That has been the motivation behind it the entire time. But I would lie and say that it isn't a bit demotivating to make something that takes hours of your time and is fairly monotonous, and I'm very much pointing out Sealed Only Retro here, because editing manual duels takes actually forever. There's no, going around it. Unless you are making a straight replay where everything is included, shit takes ages. I have to sit and watch back 3 hours of footage to get out 2 duels every episode. It's quite boring. There's not a lot you can really do about it. It's just going to be boring, whether you like it or not. And in doing so, I've kind of come to the realization that I'm wondering whether or not I need to move on. Do I need to do something different with my time? Should I just go back to painting miniatures like I have been doing and just stay at that and stop trying to make something? So, for a while, since I had a backup of videos, I did do that. For around 3 weeks or so, I did not edit a single thing. I just kind of did other hobbies, and I enjoyed it a lot. I came back to editing and felt it was refreshing to just sit down and finally do something creative in this sense again, but it never quite hit the same stride that it used to. So, I decided to do an experiment. Simply because I still wanted to create something, I decided to start a second channel in secret. Not only to kind of experiment with YouTube's mechanics, I guess is the right way of saying it, but to actually see whether or not I was the problem. Yeah, I know that sounds a bit weird, right? But you have to sort of realize that when you are a content creator of any scale whatsoever, you kind of have to question yourself whether or not you are worth watching. People's time in life is limited. It's always going to be limited, and you kind of have to make yourself worth the time to watch. Back in the day, I clearly was, because the videos I were making were actually getting people to watch them. Maybe it was the funny animations, maybe I just wasn't as fucking boring, I don't know. But I started to doubt the fact that maybe I was the problem the entire time. Maybe I just could not produce the same things that I wanted to because I lost my edge, or I got bored, or whatever it was. So I did the experiment. I opened a second Wow, talking is hard. I opened a second channel in secret. I did not announce this to anyone in the Discord or any of my friends or anything whatsoever. I opened my second channel under the same kind of name. TCGWolf has always been the name you know me by, and Wolf has always been part of everything that I do, but the old username I used to have was Zerwolf, which is just zero and wolf combined to a word that, you make out of it what you will. I created that channel, and my intention was to create something I normally would never do. I play a lot of video games. I play a lot of single-player video games. I've played World of Warcraft for almost 14 years. I know a lot of gaming stuff. But there is one game that has caught my attention more than any other game in the last couple of years, and it's Genshin Impact. Yep, I'm one of those filthy people who could have guessed. So you know what I did? I sat myself down, and I came up with the easiest and silliest Genshin Impact challenge idea that I could have come up with. Which is basically, don't spend any money and only wish on the bad banner. That was it. I uploaded a singular episode of this on a channel that had had no advertising, no nothing. No one knew its name. It was completely blank. The only thing I had, and I will say this for full disclosure, is my avatar, because I used it there too. That is all I had. It had an avatar, it had a banner, so the channel was not, empty profile picture and anything. It looked like a channel, that's all I'm saying. But 0 subscribers, no advertising, no nothing whatsoever. I uploaded a singular video on that channel, and as of today, which is 4 days after that video is uploaded, it's got 7,300 views. It's got 562 likes and almost 100 comments. Most of those comments are incredibly positive, which is not something that community is very known for. They are usually very harsh. And it kind of just hit me when I read through all of this, that the video I created only took me roughly 2 hours to edit. Yes, it had some meme edits like I used to do for this channel too, but it was nothing so extraordinarily different from what I usually do. The only real difference was the subject matter. That was a Genshin video. On this channel, I make Yu-Gi-Oh videos. That channel now, I think it's like a week it's been created. It hasn't had a video for 4 days, but it has been created at least. It's got 611 subscribers as of this video's recording, which is the 11th of May. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded. It's probably later down the road than that, but it's there. I want to just put that into perspective for a second. 611 subscribers in roughly a week, when this main channel reached 600 subscribers 7 months into its creation and actively having uploads. That, to me, is almost depressing. And I would be lying if I said that didn't hit me really hard when I started to realize how much time I've put into something that literally went nowhere. Now, I'm not going to be lying and saying that, it's been a waste of time or anything, because I've enjoyed the journey so far. I've had fun making Yu-Gi-Oh content, but I'd be hard-pressed to say that it doesn't hurt a little bit when you could be getting results that are this positive on just changing games to something I was already playing. It hurts my pride a little bit. I suppose that's where I want to get to with this. Being able to spend so much time for a card game and getting to know people and getting to, do all the things that I've had to do, I don't regret it one bit. But the future isn't bright here, man. It just is not. Maybe I've just reached the point where I've come to realize that Yu-Gi-Oh has kind of died content-wise for me. I don't know. It's so weird to sit here and know that the channel I created just a week ago has now officially done better than the main channel, where I technically have almost 2,000 subscribers, in a couple days. It's outperformed my channel in 4 days since I've been posting for 6 months here. It hurts a little bit. I'm gonna be honest here. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy that channel took off and my little experiment actually provided some useful information, because this is the stuff that I really wanted to know. I wanted to understand, was I the problem? Was I the reason that nothing seemed to go the way that I wanted to? And I can very, happily confirm that no, that was never the case. It's been a little bit of an ego boost to see a completely different project take off and really get somewhere. Yes, that is a completely different kind of video. You know, it's not card game tutorials or anything like that. It's just playing a game. But it's still me. I'm still making something out there. And honestly, if it's going to go that well and the reception to the stuff that I'm making is as positive as it is, then I'm just going to do that. I'd be silly to spend my time making content for maybe 20 people when there was over 7,000 of them who watched the other one. It's weird, right? Because essentially what I am doing here is telling you guys that, you know what, I'm moving on, but at the same time, that's not necessarily what I'm doing. I still enjoy making Yu-Gi-Oh! Content to some degree, and I have a lot of fun when playing with my friends, but making it as a content platform just is not working out. It's just not getting anywhere, regardless of what I seem to try. And at that point, what's the point? You know, I've done everything that I can possibly do now. There's not much else for me to try. So what's going to end up happening then? Well, I'm mostly going to be making videos on that other channel. That's the reality of it. It seems to pop off and people seem to be enjoying what I'm doing there, so that's what we do. I will still pop in here every once in a while and drop a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video when I feel like it, but it's going to become that when I feel like it. It's no longer mandatory for me to sit here and meet publishing deadlines that I've set for myself to do weekly uploads, because it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna move on. So, in case you guys want to see the other channel that I'm doing, you can find me. I'll link it down in the description of this video in case you're interested in, you know, Genshin Impact and games like that. It's over there. And if you aren't, then that's perfectly fine. Every video I've made for this channel is going to remain exactly where it is. I'm not moving it whatsoever. And I'll still come in and drop a video here every now and again with things that I enjoy doing, whether that be the budget battles or sealed only retro or whatever it is that I'm doing. It's fine. But in reality, I just want to do something fun. I want to have fun. And I'm gonna go do that. That's it. I don't have much more to say in this video, to be honest. I just kind of wanted to poke my head in and say that, you know what? It's been a good ride, but I fully accept that the ride has reached its eventual conclusion. There's not much left here. At least not for me. So, it's weird to say, but thank you all for watching all this time. I'll still be here. I'll still post when I feel like it. But I am traveling onward. I'll invite you to take the road with me, and if not, then do remember to stay safe out there.